3, 2, 1.
Good morning, Vietnam. It's a sunny day with a 30% chance of rain and a 50% chance of bullets coming your way. How are you boys doing today?
You know it. What's
I
going on,
don't.
everyone?
That's why I asked you.
Welcome back to the Kewlcast podcast. Today, I'm your host, Preston, a.k.a. Scotty Burr, joined by my co-host,
Travis, aka T-Man Kewl,
and joined by our very new co-host,
David, aka Duck and Rolls.
Yes, sir. So, we've got a new member, as you can see and hear.
If you can count.
Mr. David, man. So.
Yeah, hey.
How have you three been doing?
Good to be here.
How's y'all's week been? Anything interesting happen this week to you?
No, opposite. It's been a very slow week, Preston.
Don't refer to me like that. I'm not a news anchor.
Dude's having Eagle News flashbacks.
Dude, please don't.
I slipped into it. My bad.
Dude, oh my god, don't make me remember that. Banana David is not real. He can't touch you.
Yeah. No, I won't.
Oh my god.
But, how about you, Travis?
Man, it's been a relatively slow week. I've been focusing on some solo content over on my main channel, boys.
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Pistol only Salvador.
Yes, my Borderlands 2 challenge run.
Really? Is this a new channel or is this Team
Nah,
Kewl?
this is OG T-Man Kewl content right
Nah.
5355.
Plug.
Yeah, plug.
Yeah. T-Man Kewl 5355, baby. Check her
Call
out.
this number now. Anyways.
Coming out
That's
next.
interesting. Yeah, speaking of soloing games, are you guys in the more camp of, like, I was thinking about this earlier today, collecting or finishing games? If that makes sense.
I'd like to say I like to finish games more, but I definitely collect games way fucking more than I finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah, same boat.
Yeah. Because I see myself, like, it's gotten so bad, I'm even looking at Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and it's like, man, but I want to see this, like, English countryside, bro.
Yeah.
And I got so many games to finish. So you guys been working on Borderlands 2, huh?
Borderlands 2, yeah.
Yep.
I've actually been, my week's been kind of taken up. Helldivers 2.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
dear God, dude. I can't stop playing that game. I'm so... I didn't buy it because I've had a lot of fees and stuff. Like, I can't afford to... Even though it is one of 3 games I've ever said is worth the $40 price tag. Or $40 plus price tag.
It's just on sale right now, I think.
Oh, Jesus.
On PlayStation.
But good buddy Dakota, he decided to buy it for me because he's epic and he has that money, I guess. He works a big boy job.
Sure,
Girlfriend must be jealous.
So I've been this entire week since Wednesday night has been taken up by the game. I'm so invested in it. I'm like in different discords. I'm in the Super Earth Federation Discord. I'm in the SCSF Discord where they display news updates of what's going on in the game, combat updates for what we should be following, what planets we should attack to then go to different planets. Like, it's so
That does sound amazing. It sounds like the old reminiscent days of just hopping into like a zombies match or like Modern Warfare multiplayer match with the boys and just, gunning down.
For democracy.
For democracy. Yeah, I've been watching Jack Frags and other famous YouTubers play that game. It looks really intense and kind of on the funnier side. It's always funny watching the big old queen bugs. Like, they'll choose one particular person out of the group and they're like, oh! That's I love that game. Yeah, I was gonna get it. That was gonna be the next game I get actually.
Yeah, it's a game and a half. Like, oh my god, it is PlayStation PC. It is not Xbox.
And it's crossplay.
There is a ginormous petition going on to have them open the IP up so Xbox can get it as well, because they want more people fighting alongside them.
Oh yeah, that would be great. It's like that one meme. We have a million, right? Or we have a million clones and a million more on the way.
Yes, that's what.
Don't mind me drinking water.
Gulping.
It's a human thing. I don't know if our audience is used to that.
Yeah,
I know Preston's not used to that.
I know.
He's a skinwalker.
Whoa. The mic did a cutout thing perfectly right in Travis said that.
Don't worry about it. He's fine. Travis is fine.
Anyway.
So, anything else we want to add on to with our little openly chit chat? Anything interesting?
No, just been really playing a lot of Fortnite, catching up on a No Man's Sky expedition. Got a really cool ship. Yeah, just Reese, dude. This Skyrim itch has gotten me again.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, my mom was letting me borrow one of her Switches because it's like, oh crap, you got Skyrim for it, and I was like, I want to try the Skyrim portable experience, and start the game, level 8, Britain. Focusing on conjuration. And I'm like, well, I found my Skyrim disc for the PS4 and I found out there's a free PS5 upgrade. So now I'm running two simultaneous Skyrim run-throughs. the Skyrim itch is real, dog. Skyrim and Minecraft has that power. How about you, Travis? Anything worth chattering about?
I finally got Snake in Fortnite.
Oh yeah!
Thanks to help from Spencer and David.
Yes, sir.
It was a trio project.
Did you get his alternate skin yet?
Yeah. David helped me wrap up the alternate skin challenges.
I don't have, because there's like one mission I just could not be bothered to try and complete on my own.
Which one, actually?
I don't remember.
I mean, we could play some after this. I've been really playing Fortnite, dog. All I know is I want to get the last 300 virgin bucks.
I definitely don't, but my computer cannot handle it at the moment. Right, actually, this would segue perfect into chit-chatting. I am running a 1 megabyte download speed connection right now because, as Travis may know, when me, Travis, and Spencer were playing the Borderlands last night, my internet cut out. It just completely dropped. I tried staying awake for like 2 hours past that, but I just said, whatever, I'm going to sleep. Woke up, it's still out. Come to find out, the internet reset to default settings, so I had the default name and password, which that's not an issue. But with how we have our internet set up, since we have such a large house, we've got our main router, and then we've got a hub, like a little Orbi. It's an extension, so it reaches the other side of the house. So there's general spread. My computer, I've had Ethernet hooked up to that little hub, the extension. Apparently, the extension bricked itself during a software update, so that doesn't work anymore. Well, that wouldn't be an issue. Just take my Ethernet out of that and put it into the main router. Well, main router, all its ports are taken up, so I don't have Ethernet. My computer does not have built-in wireless anything. It does not have built-in Bluetooth. It does not have built-in Wi-Fi connection. For Bluetooth, I have a stupid little USB stick stuck into it that I've had for a while, but for Wi-Fi, I'm using this like 4 or 5 year old Wi-Fi dongle sticking out of a generic USB 2.0 port pointed towards the router. So that is currently how I'm even here to begin with, is because I have a Wi-Fi dongle in my computer netting me 1 megabyte download speed, 0.2 megabyte upload speed. So I cannot handle anything right now.
Set your computer on fire.
Dude, you're so right. Dude,
like
computer
at that point,
burn.
Fire. No. Fire.
Yeah, so so that's what happened to me in regards to the internet stuff. Like,
dude, you know my response to that. Fire. Yeah. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Whenever crap like that happens, like electronically, I always get like really upset, and then I'm like, you know what? There's like kids in Africa that I ain't eat. I'm getting upset over the funky, like, airwaves. Funky airwaves.
First world problems or something like that.
Exactly. It's still very frustrating. I'm gonna set my entire house on fire because of it, but
Computer oxygen.
Breath.
I don't need it. It's a robot, gonna take over the world one day.
Claptrap
Nope.
pre-sequel reference.
I hope mine hits me with a whip.
It's just an Ethernet cable that's been flayed in like 7 different strings of wire.
That's an internet dongle.
Internet dongle.
Or Bluetooth or battery low.
Oh,
And so I heard that you boys, whenever you guys do a podcast, there's usually a main umbrella topic,
yes,
and that you guys won't reveal that until sometime in the podcast.
yes, sir.
Well-
When we're done with the intro chit chat,
All right,
are we finished? Are we finished? Oh,
Yeah, I think I'm done.
I ain't got none.
all right.
I know Travis ain't got nothing worthwhile.
Whoa!
Yeah, I gotta add that
High
in
five,
there.
David. Let's go. That was.
Nah, I'm just kidding, Travis. We love you, homie.
I don't love you.
Okay.
Oh wait, I
Anyways.
take that.
You're not
Give me
right
that
at my
kiss.
birthday time.
Okay, so today's topic that I've I've got a couple I want. There's one I really wanted to do. However, I decided to not do it since it's David's first podcast. I did not want to, or first episode. I did not want to let him in on such a hot note. So instead of going with something else,
Right.
today's topic is weird interactions.
Oh,
Interactions
Ones
you've had with
had
someone
with us?
that's just any weird interaction you have ever had, whether it be
Okay,
like a
art
positive
Travis.
interaction of that was kind of weird, or
oh shit!
what was going on with that guy.
Yeah, the guy at
David.
the park.
Weird
The
interactions.
guy at the park.
No, not just him. The guy at the camp.
Yo, Daniel.
Yeah,
Daniel, dude.
Oh.
Anyone named Daniel is bad news,
especially
baby brother's
David's
name.
brother.
Yeah, he's annoying as hell, bro.
bro.
Okay. Which one do you want to tell, Travis? I feel like we could split the stories.
I'll tell the guy at the park. I'll let you have the guy at the camp.
Okay. I was gonna say, you can tell the guy. Anyways, okay. So the
Or,
guy.
do you want to swap? Do you want to swap?
Yeah, I feel like you could do the camp story better right now.
All right, you go with the park.
All right. Okay. At the park one time, because in high school, having no rides, we were often relying on our parents to take us places. And me and Preston finally planned to hang out together. And there's this park by my house that's within walking distance, very, very not far. And we usually hang out at it, whenever we get bored, we have nothing to do in the house. And one time, we went down there at what was it, the AMs, or was it still the PMs?
I don't know. It was pretty late.
Yeah, it was pretty late, pitch black outside, and we're just kind of, messing around. We brought our knives and stuff down there, our backpacks. I think, was that the time I was trying to charge that vape off my school chrome?
It was.
It was? Okay.
I think.
Anyways, we got all these knives and crap out on the table and our stuff and whatnot, and we're sitting there just chit-chattering, probably real quiet and bored, and, we see this dude kind of walk around the park, and it's weird. It's not unusual, but it is weird. It puts you on a little bit of a caution. Like, hey, there's somebody else in the park at this hour.
Right.
So we're kind of like, okay, well, we're moving all the knives off and stuff, and we're like, wait a second, he's getting closer, isn't he? It's real dark. It's hard to tell. Turns out he's walking our way, and we're like freaking out. What do we do? What if he has a gun or something like that? How are we going to defend ourselves? So we're grabbing our knives and put them under the table, getting ready to pounce and whatnot. The guy comes over and he's like, he's holding one of the white styrofoam cup. Travis.
Yeah.
He's just drinking out of a certain colored individual. I won't say BLACK because I know how YouTube is, but a colored individual is just kind of talking to himself and crap and talking to us. We can't really make out what he's saying. We're like, I'm looking at Travis. He's looking at me. He comes and he sits down next to us. He's like, man, you might have to help me remember what he was talking about. But he's like, man, don't have kids, y'all, or something. I was got an argument with the seat in my car one time or something.
He was angry at his wife. His wife had brought him over there to see family, I think. His wife or his girlfriend, and he was just really mad at her. They were arguing or something, was the context.
Yeah, and he's going on and on about this, drinking from his cup. It's probably alcohol. And he goes at the very end. He goes, y'all want to smoke? He pulls out his mind you, we're underage at the time. He goes, y'all want to smoke? And he pulls out a pack of cigarettes. He lights one up and whatnot. We're like, yeah, sure. We kind of nod quietly. He tosses us each a cigarette. He's like, yo, and like as he's lighting his stuff, he's pausing. Y'all over 18, right? We're all like, yeah. He's like, all right, all right. And we sit there smoking. And I don't know. There was just something about smoking sharing a cigarette with some random black dude in the middle of a park in the PMs. Like, and he is drunk out of his mind. Anyways, he gets up and he's like, I'm gonna go. All right, you guys God bless you. You guys are amazing. You guys get it. You guys understand it. And, he's just telling us all these old people things like, how hard it is outside when we really don't. And, and he walks off. We're sitting there smoking and I see a car pull up and I don't think anything of it. I'm just thinking, because people do sit at the park in their cars at least at nighttime. And, we're sitting there puffing away. I check my phone. There's like 13 missed calls from my father, and I'm like, that's. And then like as Travis is dragging from his cigarette and blowing out a big puff, I hear, David, what are you doing? I'm like, we're dead. We are dead. I'm like, we're getting our stuff together. I'm like, we're tossing the cigarettes out, make sure we don't smell like cigarette smoke, and like getting up there and stuff. He's like, what are you guys doing? I tried calling you, blah, blah, blah. I didn't see the cigarettes, thankfully. Did not see them. Didn't notice them. I mean, he knows about them now. I told him later in a later date. But, man, we were so terrified. But, man, he was so upset and, like, worried for us. You know how fathers get mad when they get worried. So, but, man, that was so surreal. That was very awesome.
I'll never forget just like dropping my hand down to the side with a lit cigarette, just trying so hard to just casually hide it. Like,
oh my goodness,
that's one of those moments where you just have to put your thumb right against the burning ember, just rub back and forth. Like, this is gonna burn, but you need to go out, bro.
Yeah, you need to die. I think that same night I was trying to charge some girl at school gave me like a vape she found on the bus, and thankfully she gave me a new card. Like a new cart for it, but the thing died and I didn't have the means of charging it, so I like tore apart an old wire and was trying to like charge it from my Chromebook from the whatever. Yeah, and I fried the Chromebook.
Oh my god!
I put it in, it immediately just shut off and wouldn't turn back on, wouldn't charge or anything.
This is some crackhead shit, man. The nicotine, the power it holds.
Dude,
I will say, I have also done some sketchy stuff for the sake of something. The PS3, it's the little power that you plug in the PS3, how it's like the two circles.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 2 and other TVs is like a circle square. I have gotten desperate. I left my PS3 cable at my dad's house, but I found one of those ones that's a circle and a square. I took a knife and I started shaving the corner off that square. I plugged it into place, and it worked. It worked. It completely worked. The end that plugged into the wall, the outlet, was rusty, but not really rusty. But there's a little brown on it. I still play. It worked.
Hey, my board had a little brown on it, but it still worked. Preston, they're gonna kill you, bro. Big Tech did not want us to know that.
Bro, they gave it extra power.
Big cord.
The part of the story that gets me the most is he's like, "Oh, do y'all smoke? Oh, yeah, y'all want to smoke?" And you both are like, "Yeah, I want to smoke."
Quietly nodding, like we're terrified out of our minds. Like at any moment, this dude is a threat. He's drinking and going on and on. It's like we're kind of chilling, but and then he just like, "Y'all want to smoke?" Pulls out a pack of cigarettes. He's like lighting them, and like we're taking them. We're like, we need a light. So he was like, "Oh shit, man, I'm sorry, man, I forgot." So as he's lighting it, we're like sitting there taking puffs, like already in like mid, dragging on the cigarette. He's like, "Y'all over 18, right?" Yeah. He's like, "All right."
That's what thinking.
Two very obviously looking like 16, 15-year-olds, by the way. Like,
it's like, oh
man, that
y'all
was
want some cigarettes? Yeah. Do
actually,
you have a lighter? Yeah, I got. You're over 18, right? Yeah. We're over 18. Yeah, right, Travis.
It's like imagine a porn site like halfway through the video. It's like, wait a second, you're 18, right?
Oh my Lord.
This just making sure, gotta be safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, he was a legend though, and didn't wish us any harm. Like, freaking talked real nice about us, was real kind, gave us this free cigarette. Man, I ain't not. Didn't he give us one for the road too?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Really?
he did. Oh man, yeah, that dude was great. We still talk about him to this day. It was the most surreal, folks. Yeah, it was in the PMs, AMs, dark, pitch black, just random guy. Reminds me of the times, Travis, we found 2 fresh, unopened pack of cigars on the road. That was the night he fell through my trampoline. Anyways, Daniel's story. Do you guys have any more comments about the story I just told?
I was just, it was just purely just the dude walking up. For me, it was just like, oh, y'all want cigarettes? Yeah. All right, here y'all go.
Yeah.
Do
And
you have a lighter? Yeah, here I go. Is it a good cigarette? You're 18. Yeah.
You're over 18.
Yeah, it's a good cigarette.
And the funny
the
part
one.
for me, the part that sticks out the most for me is when he asked, "Y'all want a cigarette?" It was like, I don't remember if we were verbal or not. I think we were just so what is this dude about to do? That we were just, I don't remember if we said yes or if we just shook our heads in anticipation of something. You know what I mean? It's that's how on edge we were. And for it to turn out to be the most chillest mother effer in the world, bro, that was awesome.
Disney almost got you for that one after you said shit and fuck.
Oh yeah, man. I'm sorry. All right, Travis, your turn.
I think I might save the camp for later. I'll let Preston.
All right.
I'm sure Preston has one or two queued up.
I work at Walmart. I've worked at Walmart for 3.5 years. I've met some people.
Oh yeah, I bet.
So, the interaction that made me think of this entire topic was, I don't remember what reminded me of it, but this was 2.5. I had just been working there for maybe a year. And let me spit this for there real quick.
I get myself in the using restroom, but I can still hear y'all.
Gotcha. So, I was either coming back in from break or going to break. I was at not the main doors, but little side doors. I always use those.
Right.
And there's this dude. He's an old dude. He definitely. I wouldn't say he was homeless, but he definitely looked like he looked like he'd been out in he'd been outside for a couple days. I'd want to say.
Right.
So I hold the door open for him, and I think he was stepping out. He was stepping out of the building. I held the door open. He was like, "Oh, thank you, man. You're kind, sir. Hey, let me ask you something real quick, because I have my my Walmart attire on me."
Right.
And he goes, "So I just bought me this bottle, and do you know of any do you know of any good spots to hide from cops or cameras so I can drink my liquor in peace?" Immediately I was like,
Boy, you can already do that, bro.
I was like, out of sight of everyone. You could probably go to that end of the building. And I pointed towards where our automotive section is, or our outdoor, because there's, unless you stand right in front of the garage doors, they're not going to step out and say, "Hey, go away." If you just sit along the side of the building, which that's the best place of the bunch. There's still every ounce of that building has eyes on it because it's Walmart. Everyone's everywhere.
And cameras.
Right. But I'd pointed there. He's like, "Oh, okay, so just right down there." I was like, "Yeah, just all the way down there, and you take a right around the corner, and that should be a little wall you can sit at and stay, and you'll be out of sight of cameras and the occasional person." And he's like, "Oh, thank you, man. You're a real cool dude. The reason I wanted to I gotta hide because the cops are always out for me. I'm a 70s kid. I'm a 70s kid, so I hate the pigs. They're all pigs, all of them. I'm a 70s kid. I hate them. I hate them all. They're all out to get me. They're all corrupt. They're all bad." And he just went on this long ramble about how cops are just he grew up a 70s kid, so cops are nothing but pigs and corrupt, vile people to him. And he just kept going on and on about how just things aren't how they used to be. The Vietnam this, the cops turned to that. It was he just kept going on. He was like, all right, well, let me not, I don't want to hold you up any longer, but I thank you for the heads up, and you have a good afternoon now, man. And he just like goes to walk off, and an associate walks past me, and she kind of gives you that look of like, you made yourself a friend, didn't you? And I was like, yeah, I did.
It's like reminds me of the meme of the alien in my basement that, you know, I learned English from the TV I had playing 70s channels, escapes. You know, it's like dude came out and knew nothing about how humans talk. His bro is like, I hate the cops because they're pig. Like, you know, like I'm a 70s kid. Like anybody who has to tell you that they're a 70s kid.
Did David's alien get out and get him?
His alien got him.
I sure. And David muted himself. The dude was definitely strung out for sure.
Yeah, I've had many encounters like that at Circle K.
Oh right, yeah. You probably have worse ones because you directly have to look at constant people. Like I still have to interact with people, but for the most part, I can just brush them by.
Yeah, it's like a direct, constant flow of like the worst kind of people in my town imaginable. Like that was rough.
From the brief time I worked at Burger King, I could say I had a few unique individuals, like the mayonnaise guy.
Oh, please tell the mayonnaise story.
Guy, dude. Who is the mayonnaise guy?
I was the mayonnaise guy, but it was me. Anyways, no,
it was me. Barry.
I just started working there, and they were training me on I just started working there, and I was on fry duty, you know, easy job, doing dishes and whatnot. And they just started putting me and training me on the cash register. So I had somebody behind me that was like, you know, doing the voice thing while I was learning the computer. And then, you know, when I've been working, anyways, point being is there was two at the cash register and taking orders, and my fellow coworker, which was a nice young black lady, she was talking to this one guy, and the guy was just, you know, had that old black talk, you know, just being real mean, and, you know, well, you should know that already, and blah, blah, blah. I said this, you know, and the lady's like, well, I'm sorry, sir, I didn't hear. And he's just being real mean and stuff, you know, really upset my coworker. He goes, I want, and then, you know, he's going through, and as he's pulling up to the drive-thru, I'm getting his bag ready to hand to him. He goes, I want extra mayonnaise in there. I go to myself, and I reach up, and I grab as much, like half, if not more than half, the container's worth of like mayonnaise we have stocked there, like as much as I could fit in my hand. I have pretty big hands, and I just dumped it in his bag. It filled up his bag to the top with just mayonnaise packets. And I, without saying anything or laughing or any sign, I hand it to him. And as we're like going about our business, I could see him like taking off, and he's checking the bag, and I just hear him go, "Damn, or gosh damn!" Like just as he's driving off, just full of mayonnaise packets. Something so small but just so funny. And everybody was just laughing. He's like, "Y'all, you're here." I was like, "What'd you?" He's like, "What'd you do?" I was like, "I filled this bag with mayonnaise." Like, yeah. That's great.
I loved the detail of, and I grabbed it with both my hands. I have big hands.
I got a really long fingers.
Yeah, imagine like a Burger King bag, right? The to-go bags that they got filled with mayonnaise packets, bro.
Warm mayonnaise packets.
Yeah, the warm because Burger King always has warm condiment packets, dude.
Yeah, they do. Better the fart in the sink than sink in the fart, anyways. Guys.
I'm gonna let you gloss by that. Yeah, I did not expect David to be the mayonnaise man.
Yeah,
mayonnaise man.
That was the twist, huh? He's the mayonnaise man.
I'm the mayonnaise man. Of course I know him. He's me.
This one's kind of just run of the mill. Like, unfortunately, this happens way more in retail than you'd like to imagine. But I was working the store alone because 90% of that job I was alone in the store.
Yeah, it sucks.
And I'd been hearing like whispers of this like crackhead lady that's been like really bugging people.
Actual schizo.
No, not like that. But no, I knew about this individual, So when she came in, I took one look at her and I'm like, oh, that's her.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
My day's ruined.
Yeah. And
Nope,
she
I'm
she
dead.
goes, in my Circle K, we had like booths over on the deli side of the store where people could sit down and eat. And she goes over there and she sits down and she's there for like an hour or two. And one of my coworkers is off duty, but she comes in with her family all the time because she lives there. She lived nearby, and she comes in and she gets whatever for her family, and she comes up to me and she whispers, "You need to get that lady out of here. Like I'm telling you, you need to get her out of here somehow." And then she leaves. Thanks for the help.
What?
But
No
anyway,
follow-up?
yeah, no follow
You're
up to that.
cursed, man. You are cursed. That lady cursed you. You didn't get her out in time enough. It was a time to quest.
But about an hour or two later, the store clears out, so it's just me and this crackhead lady sitting over there.
Oh, she's
And she
still
walks
there?
over. Yeah, she's still there. She walks over to me, and she just stands and stares at me for, I want to say, 5 minutes.
I would have hit that like alarm button. Like, lady, if you want to stare at me, you can stare at me. Hit this button or get out.
And she's talking about something I don't even remember because none of it was coherent. I had no idea what she was asking. And eventually, more customers come in, and this one really sweet, like regular I have, comes through, buys something, and the crackhead lady starts a conversation and follows her out of the store. And
Well, have you seen any missing posters lately?
Oh
and I can hear her going like, "I need a ride. Can you give me a ride? Can you please give me a ride somewhere?" And about 10 minutes later, the cops come in.
No, my
They're like,
goodness.
"Hey, have you seen this lady?" And they describe her. I'm like, "Yeah, she's been bothering people in the store." And yeah. Anyway, the cops came looking for her, and that's the last I ever heard of that.
Did you ever see her again?
No.
Any news?
Wow.
I
Like
saw
channels
I
or
saw
whatnot?
the kind lady that she followed out again. She's fine.
Okay, good.
She's
She
not
is.
in danger. I never saw the
Okay,
crack
good.
again.
Crackhead ladies wearing her skin.
Probably.
She killed a small child down by the bridge.
I've got my little crackhead lady. Of course, I've got a lot of them, but I've got a pretty funny one. Unless you've got something you want to interject with real quick, David. So I don't. Or wait. No, fuck you, David. You had your mayonnaise man story. It's my turn. It's
Yeah.
my turn. It's my turn.
It's your turn, Brit. Be
This was like within my first month of working, first 2 months of working. Like this is like early on. This is like late 2022, not 2022, but 2020. This is like October or something. I don't know. This is literally my first 2 months of working, and I don't remember what I was. I think I was putting an item back on the shelf or repicking an item, but I had to go all the way over to our health and beauty section. So it's like a makeup and all that stuff, like lip gloss, nail polish, whatever.
you start hearing whispers too.
No,
He's gonna get you, crackhead lady.
I think I had to repick. Yeah, okay, I was repicking body wash because it leaked out into the bag, so I had to go repick another bottle. And some lady approaches me and she goes, "Hey, there's someone like 2 or 3 aisles over, and I don't think she's well. If you could get someone, if you could like help her or see what's going on, like I think she's on drugs. She's not like she's not okay. If you could
This
like
guy,
do
I'm
something
like,
about
dude.
that." And I was like, yes, ma'am. I'll go check on that. In just a second. Let me grab this real quick. She just continued. She just walked off. She just continues her shopping. Sure enough.
Skyrim quest give like goo.
Yeah. But so I step out, and I'm of course like already thinking, I don't think I'm gonna do anything to help her. I don't care.
Yeah.
But
I
of
would
course, as
think
I'm
that.
walking away, I'm like, I'm my head straight forward. My eyes are locked to the right of my socket, looking. And sure enough, as I'm slowly walking by, I see some lady. She has a buggy, but her like ankles are crossed, her arms are hunched up, like she's putting her weight onto this buggy, and she's visibly shivering, and it looks like she's been sweating for the past hour, like completely. Like she's like drenched with sweat, shivering, sitting in the car. And I was like, well, she's not making noise, so she must be fine. And I just kept walking.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I genuinely just like that's not my job. I even told my dad about it. Even my dad was like, it's not my business. I'd have done the same thing.
Are there even like at Walmart? Would there even be like authorities you could alert about that? Because of course you can't do anything about it. But
I could get AP, which is asset protection, or I could. Well, I think first and foremost, I'd probably have to get a manager and let them know, hey, there's a suspicious customer over there acting unruly.
I was thinking more like medical emergency type deal.
I don't think we have any on-hand medical. We have people who are able to perform certain tasks. Like we have over in customer service, we have defibrillators, but only people who have experience. Which I think they have like trained personnel, like not specifically for medical, but some like there's a manager at least on clock somewhere who knows how to do like general CPR, defib in case.
Yeah, basic first med.
Right. But my course of action, if I did think that if that lady was like talking out loud, it like seemed way more erratic aside from just like trying to like lock in or whatever.
Yeah.
My first course of action would have been to find a manager, and the manager would, because they get paid to deal with that, not me. This is my first like month or two of working, making a crisp $12.50 an hour. That was not my problem. I don't get paid enough for that.
Man, I got paid $8.50 at Burger King.
Dude, fast food, I could never do fast food, never. No.
It's harder and you get paid less. Continue.
Yep. Okay, so the right course of action would have been if associate felt needed, they would address the nearest salaried member, managers. The manager would then go assess and try to, because they have the authority to be able to guide people off of the property. But if someone were to act erratic or aggressive, then they'd be able to call an AP, because a manager cannot forcefully get someone out. They can definitely be like, I want you out of my store. I'm going to call the cops on you. But I don't think managers themselves can be the ones to physically start the removal themselves. So if they feel there's going to be an issue, they would call AP. AP would call the cops, and then while the cops are on the way, if that person was going to act aggressive, a danger to others, then AP would be able to apprehend the customer until police could arrive to take them within their custody and get them trespassing off the property.
You should do is give every Walmart worker a gun, so that way if somebody causes a slight problem, they just gun them down right there.
Dude, there'd be so many
no warnings.
They're like, Walmart workers are not to be trusted with even a ball.
Is it just me, or is it Preston cutting out?
Yeah,
I'm talking really quietly.
Okay.
That's my bad.
Okay. Yeah, are you good?
Look, a lot more people would be dead, but people would start acting way better around Walmart. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
On God. Like they don't even trust us with box cutter. You know, you have the generic box cutter. You squeeze the handle and you. Nope. Have you guys ever seen the Walmart modern box cutter that they?
Yeah, I was given one.
No.
Yeah, they don't even give those out anymore. They don't even trust us with those anymore, dude. Here, I'll try and find a picture of it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you cut out right when you said they don't even get, and then they don't even give us those anymore.
Wait, I had a meme I made with mine. Hold on.
I believe it. You get the deluxe clever exchange. These things are stupid. They suck. Let me grab a picture of it real quick.
So when we're in like a video, is the YouTube going to see our chats?
Sort of. If we ever specify something, then we'll I add like a little visual effect to it. Like I said, it's mainly a podcast, so it's not, visual cues are not the biggest thing.
I see.
But man, they don't see the chat. They just see like if you click on the voice channel, how it pops up our three icons really big with the black background. That's what they actively see. Okay, I remember that. Those are the box cutters we get. They gum up with adhesive every time you use it. They are awful, but they don't even give those to us anymore. I haven't seen one of those in forever.
You're to try to start stabbing someone with it and make like a cartoon squeak noise. Squeak, squeak, squeak.
Man, funny enough, most of my like really weird and that's a character stories comes from the associates themselves, which granted that's because I'm around them more often. I get to actually see these people do the things they do on a daily basis more than I do a single interaction with a customer who's more often just angry because they're stupid and don't understand how stuff works. But I'm just gonna fire a quick one off real quick. We had an associate who I will not name because I could very well lose my job for it. If someone to figure out, yes, this dude named, the guy named Preston who works at Walmart, who was there when this associate who got fired for this. So we had an associate. Dude was a super energetic ball of energy, stuck out like a sore thumb from the rest of us. We were all like, wow, okay, this dude, he's giving hugs. He gives people hugs for people he just met. That's a little up there. Which I pegged that as weird. That's definitely a weird trait to have, is to be super incredibly bubbly like that. But
I'm like that. I don't give hugs though to strangers, but
right. But it just seemed like the soda was like he went into the freezer at some point and like we have our totes for customers in the freezer, and he comes back out with like ice cream in his hand, and they're like, "Where'd you get that?" He was like, "Oh, it was in the tote for associates." No, he went through just some customer's frozen order, took the box out, opened it, grabbed it.
Hey, I'd be happy too if I just found a loophole of free food. It's like, hey, how long have you been doing that without getting caught, bro?
Let's see. I got hired 2 days ago, so.
Yeah.
I don't think he got in trouble for that. I think he got a stern like, yo, you cannot do that, but.
Well, boys, I know what we're doing.
Right. But. No,
like that,
one day he stopped showing up, and one day he did not show up. Managers didn't make they didn't go like, "Hey, do you know why so-so?" No one said a word about it. The next day later, we learned from the gossip group that our manager, who was just in the ad office, or not the ad office, they're in wherever managers go, and they're watching cameras. I don't know why I don't know why the online grocery manager was watching cameras, but I guess that's just something they take turns doing. I don't know. But our manager was watching cameras and caught this associate around the back of the building with a stolen pair of headphones he stole that day from Walmart, jerking off. Using the headphones to listen to whatever he was watching. They didn't know the headphones were stolen at first.
I've ever heard about.
They didn't know the headphones were stolen at first, of course. Once they, called the cops on him for a slew of things, they then found out that the headphones he had were not paid for. No receipt was found on him. They did pull cameras up previous time to see where he went and found out he did slide down an aisle, take it, put in his pants, walk outdoors, immediately go around the side of the building, open the headphones, put it into his phone. Yeah.
He's like standing there rubbing his ding dong around the rim of the earmuffs.
The funniest part was she had to watch the video a second time so she could confirm to authorities that yes, this is the video she watched. Yes, this is how she saw it. She had to watch it. Dude, she was traumatized over that.
Honestly,
it was so funny.
Yeah. It makes you wonder if any other points in history was just people have always been this way. It was just like a recent American phenomenon.
Dude, like I think it's got to be always. There's some crazy like inventions out there and things.
It's just it's so amplified now. I think it's
a problem.
Social media boom.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a bunch of losers thinking that they can just start podcasts and start talking about anything.
Exactly.
Like,
I know, dude. Like, imagine doing that.
I know.
Couldn't be me. Who are you people?
Couldn't be me.
Where am I?
Who are you?
I don't exist.
Have you guys ever...
Go on.
Have you guys ever experienced, like, cliche Hollywood movie bullying?
No.
Yeah.
And I think people thought I was. I don't. I don't know if I could say this, but I don't. I never really experienced any bullying outside of like elementary school, and most of my elementary school was because my birthmark that grew here, my little baby boy goatee from a young age. But
Yeah.
once I hit middle school, no one bullied me for anything. And I think it's because I was so like aloof. People thought that if they turned on me, they'd be my first victim.
Oh my goodness.
I genuinely think that because thinking back on it, I had a giant black hoodie on me all the time. I was constantly taking naps. I was just like, I was there, sure. But so I didn't it through the important times where bullying really hits hard. I did not get bullied once that I can remember of.
Right. See, I had my issues with people, but it was never like Hollywood cliche. But I had one incident that was just straight up out of a shitty Lifetime movie. Like, it was freshman year before I met either of you. Like, this was the first few weeks of freshman year. And I'm just standing there with like Bladen or someone awkwardly in the commons. And this gentleman, he looks like he might be a sophomore or a junior or something. He comes up to me and he's just like, "You look way too young to be here.
Oh,
What are you in middle school? What are you doing here, buddy? You just get out of here."
bruh.
That one stuck with me.
Nice bullying.
It wasn't nice. The way I said it
Oh,
makes
my
it seem
God.
nice, but
It's like it could have been so much worse. It's just so odd to pick that.
yeah.
Like, not you. I meant like for them to pick that to get
Right.
hell about. So define like stereotypical Hollywood bullying. I don't know what that means.
Like shoves you in a locker. Watch out, punk.
Like just comes
Yeah.
up to you and starts messing with you, like how fictional bullying is
Yeah,
unprompted.
from first grade to sixth grade, I struggled with that. So yeah, it is real. But yeah, that's not a very fun topic. So I'll stay
Word.
Y'all got any other
No.
weird interactions to speed up before I return to my amazing days of Walmart interactions? Because I've got a Gatling gun of quick interactions.
Let you go through some more.
Camping story.
Do you want me to do the camping story now?
Camping
Are you
story,
gonna say that for
please.
the end, or
We're about 48 minutes in.
Okay.
We got a solid 20 minutes tops.
All right.
all right?
This one is kind of long. So me, David, and David's family went camping out at I don't know if you'll know it, Preston, but
No. I've never
No?
gone camping.
Okay,
I don't know any of these grounds or areas.
word. But we went camping. It was for John's birthday, I believe, right?
Yes.
David's little brother's birthday, and it was me, his family, and it's just going normal. Like it's a fun little camping trip. Me and David are going off exploring the trails they have a lot, and at some point, this gentleman shows up to our campground. He's younger, like I'd say early to mid 20s. He's Asian, some Asian descent, but I think he had his dog or something. And he sets up like on our campground, which was
Let me add, we are on a lake or a series of lakes that already has an established campground. My family decided to camp like off in the middle of like kind of like a weird road off of a weird road that's in the middle of nowhere, right? You wouldn't notice it unless you knew about it.
right.
So continue.
Yeah, he shows up, and it's just we're getting kind of like weirded out, you know. It's like this is kind of our camp, like.
Yeah,
And at some point, he comes over and starts talking to us. And, like, he's just given this weird vibe the whole way through. A lot of details have been lost over time. But it's getting late now, and he's still just hanging out. And at some point, me and David, we were like, all right, fuck this shit. We're way too sketched out. Let's just go off, hang out somewhere else off on the trail.
yeah.
And we start leaving.
Peach
We get our
vape.
flashlights. Got the peach vape.
Yeah.
Had this dope spot that we found with a bench on like a
Yeah.
little boardwalk over a swamp that we just sit at and chill, passing
Yeah,
the
it was
vape.
dope as hell. And we're heading out there. And as we're walking, we hear like
Ugh.
genuine screaming from the campsite.
Like,
And immediately our thoughts are like, oh, that dude was a serial killer.
yeah, this
Oh no.
dude was a one at live. Go on.
So we're like sprinting back. And we get back and everything's fine.
Yeah,
And really, for the longest time, this story was just, oh, that guy was mildly weird. But it was a detail David told me later that really sold it for me. David's dad is a very religious man, very Christian.
Yeah.
And they started, him and this man, Daniel was his name, started discussing religion. And I might be getting the details wrong, so David, you correct me if I'm wrong. But they were talking about, Daniel was talking about how in a lot of biblical tales, a name that's associated with the devil is Prince.
the Prince of
Yeah.
yeah.
And at some point later on, I think we might have been about to leave, or he was about to leave or something.
Yeah, he was helping us pack up.
Yeah. And David's dad asks, "Hey man, what's your last name?" And
Never
he gets
got
this. Huh?
What I meant was my dad was like asking, and hey man, what's your full name? Never really got it, but we were gonna look because Daniel he was telling us about his like what was it, hiking vlog or whatnot, like website
Yeah.
that he had, and my dad never got it, so he's like, hey, what's your full name so I can look you up on the internet. Go on.
Okay, if that's how the conversation went, that just derailed my.
No.
entire comment.
I meant like in the way that my dad asked was in like
Context.
a jovial manner. Like this is they're both in a jovial manner, and then Daniel stops what he's doing because he's like pulling a stake out of the ground. He stops what he's doing. My dad said he slowly looked up, and made eye contact with him, and with a crap-eating grin said, "Prince."
Yeah.
And this is a true story.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it was because even weirder things is, being in the Boy Scouts for so long, hiking and camping and stuff like that, and the general talk that people like that also have.
Right.
And this guy comes up, he shows up with his dog, and he looks like he just got there. So we were thinking he probably got dropped off or something, or he drove there and his car was parked. No, he was telling us that he was doing a big old hike, this big old hike, and he just walked like 20 miles or something that day, no signs that this dude walked, like his shirt is dry and everything. He has a light backpack on and a dog. And he's sitting there with us and stuff, and he's one of those people that invites themselves into your camp, and when you're eating, he like shows up, hey, can I have some, blah, blah, blah. It's fine, we're nice, we're giving him stuff. We were talking, it gets to dark, and the detail Travis left out was, this dude is like, okay, I think it's time for me to set up a tent. Matter of fact, we tell him, hey, it's getting dark. You got a tent or anything? And he's like, yeah, I got a tent. So he goes out there, and he's sitting there, and he pulls out his tent, right? Single person tent, understandable. He's up by the water, and he's just sitting there for like, we were talking, and he's sitting there for like 30 minutes or 40 minutes, and he is not able to get his tent up. Now, it is one of those nice pole snapping tents or whatnot, where the poles like snap together, so it's really easy to assemble. This guy could not assemble it to save his life. He sat there for like 40 minutes trying to assemble this tent, and he was telling us that he's been doing this for years. He's traveled all over Europe, and he's an expert hiker and whatnot. He can't even set up a single person tent, and my grandfather had to go over there and actually help him and basically set it up for him while Daniel watched. This guy was not a camper.
It sounds like you guys met Lucifer and his Cerberus.
Dude.
Yeah,
Disguise, dude.
Dude.
Wasn't that a little chihuahua or something? So that checks out.
No, it could have been.
I believe
I
it.
don't remember if it was a little or a big dog, but I
It
think
was
it
a
was a little
small
dog.
dog. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But that guy was very honed in on history and religion, and my father's more into the religious side, and I'm more into the historical side. So, we were all talking, and it seemed like he was like very friendly towards my brother too. That's what made it really weird. That's what my parents were worried about, was he was, giving treats and stuff like that, and giving his share of the food to my brother, and just being real nice. And it's your birthday, right? And blah blah blah. How old you turn? Just being real, not yet creepy, like not creepy questions, but being noticeably nicer to my brother. And my brother just turned like 10 at the times or something. So
yeah, I think it was his 10th.
So it was a very cryptic night. I'm going to go use the restroom. Travis, you continue whatever. Jesus. I did not mean to derail.
No, it's fine. It's I think that's all I had to say about it. That was just that incident has stuck with me for a long time, because like you said, Preston, my theory is we genuinely encountered like a personification of Lucifer.
Because that's a lot of coinky dinks. Like, you guys in your own separate area, he somehow seeks out this very secluded area that just so happens to be of a very religious family.
Yeah.
And does all this stuff. It's like, what? That was weird.
Yeah. It was just very sketchy the whole time.
I've got a funny one to kind of derail and
I'll go for it.
This is probably my favorite weird interaction to talk about. It's another associate, of course it is. This is during like Christmas 2021.
Right.
So it was high time, like stress is high. Everyone's ordering stuff. Everyone's making big purchases. We're dealing with all this and that. And of course, that's when we get all the people who are desperate for an extra buck to, afford Christmas gifts. We get an associate, and he's weird. Yeah, he was a very weird person. We found out he takes his dog's Adderall because he ran out of his prescription of Adderall, and they wouldn't prescribe him anymore, so he just started taking his dog's Adderall.
They give dogs Adderall?
Yeah. But so like there's just so much about him that was just weird. But like that was the funniest thing, was like, oh yeah, like anytime we refer to him, it's always, hey, do you remember so and so? Yeah, dog Adderall so and so. And they're like, oh yeah, like that. This is like one of the things he's remembered for, or at least was before everyone left. But so he's already a character. My favorite little moment of him. So I'm taking out a PS4 to a lady, which is this 2021. The PS4, I think the PS5 just started getting dished out, so this is definitely like PS4 was getting cheaper because of it.
Yeah.
Lady bought a PS4, and as I was stepping out, I guess she noticed me through the rear view, and she had her kids in the car. She didn't want them to see it, so she met me halfway in the little grass median. This associate he's walking by, I think, to go give a customer in a different spot in order or whatever, but regardless, he walks by us as I'm handing it to her, and he goes, whoa, is that a brand new PS4? Oh, lady, you gonna get jumped. And then walks off. And I was like, what?
Some Negan crap right there, bro.
Dude, no, it was, he just says that like with like a smile, like he's excited for her. He's like, oh, is that brand new, lady? Oh man, that's brand new. You're gonna get jumped, lady. And I was like, dude, you can't say that. And he's like walking off, and I just like, we both look at him. I let go of the PS4, and she kind of like pulls it back to her little. And we kind of look at each other. I don't know if we said anything, or like I think we both exchanged that glance of neither of us had any idea of what we saw. I do know, like, I don't care a lot back there. Like it's customer service. Like,
yeah,
it's retail. I let a lot of stuff slide, but like I am professional and formal to an extent. There are certain things that I know is definitely what you're supposed to do and what not to do.
Exactly.
When I stepped back in, I had to immediately like, hey, you need to go talk with so and so. Because as I was handing this lady her new PS4, he walked by and said, "Whoa, lady, you're gonna get jumped." And I was so that is my favorite little weird thing I've ever seen anyone do. I love because it's so out of nowhere, and he appeared out of nowhere. Like I'm just in the middle, not in the middle of the road, but like,
whoa, lady, you're gonna get jumped.
Yeah, he just appears behind us, and he's like, whoa, oh my god, is that a dude? Oh, dude, lady, you're gonna get jumped, lady. And then he walks off. It's like, what the fuck was that? You can't fucking say that. What is wrong with you?
Travis, we found our parallel universe's Negan.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, that was. He is my favorite of people I would never ever want to talk to ever again because of how like weird they are. Like if they're around me, they're gonna do something stupid that's gonna blow back in my face for some reason. My favorite, that is my favorite weird interaction, weird moment that I ever talk about. It's so fucking funny.
Hot lady, wait till I clock out. That shit gonna be mine.
You better start to drive it because I'm gonna be there by nighttime.
Get up at 6 p.m.
It's I always think about that moment.
That's a great moment.
There's so many moments that I know I've experienced, but I just forget because I just don't care. And I'm like, well, okay, that's whatever. And then there's that moment that's just stayed right in my mind.
Core memory.
Yeah,
You know, you correct those
literally.
people a lot, but like people like that are what make channels like this possible.
They're
Viewers like you.
interesting little critters for sure.
And they give us stuff to talk about. So
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I don't know if I should save this for like an embarrassing story episode, but I do have a good one. David knows this one. I've told him. All right. So imagine I'm a kid, right? Like I'm like still really young, like maybe no more than 10.
Oh.
And we just came out of like a movie. I forgot what movie it was, but it was a hype movie. Was it Godzilla? It might have been Godzilla. But I was like hyped. I was hyped. I was in Walmart with Dad, and he was shopping. It was like in the drink section. All Walmart drink sections are very similar, but like, he's around the corner looking for something. I got this aisle to myself. I'm like, I'm feeling like Godzilla, bro. So I reel up and I do this big ass roar, like right at the end of the aisle. And right as it came out, this sweet old lady was walking by, and she just looks at me and she kind of jumps. And she's like, "What?"
You scared this poor lady.
You scared the shit out of her, dude.
I'm so happy.
Bro
you did
was
this,
the weird interaction.
I was.
Of course I know him. He's me.
It's like when Dave was the mayonnaise man, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Bro just SpongeBob character. Mm-hmm.
He's got mayonnaise in his mouth right now.
No, I'm not.
Fuckers eat him at night.
I'm not gonna get caught with the mayonnaise allegations, bro. Ops ain't gonna catch me. Man ops. Man
ops.
I wish I could remember more weird interactions I've had over the years.
Working
at Walmart has been a plague on my memory because there's a lot of interactions I have of people in general just blend into Walmart and then mesh into the greater hive mind of that's an interaction that was just too boring for me to think about.
Yeah. You get so desensitized to the dumb shit.
Dude, absolutely.
I love the dumb shit.
I wouldn't necessarily call this a weird interaction, but it's an interaction that sticks out enough where it is considered like weird that it happens, but it infuriates me. Old people started off strong. Old people, let me sidetrack for a second, are some of the most insufferable fucking people on a day-to-day basis. Old people do not dictate my worst moments I've ever had, but they're consistently a bad. Like every single day, I can reliably say, yeah, there's gonna be an old person that's gonna do something that's just gonna be annoying. They're consistently irritating, but the one thing that it's weird that they fucking do it. But when they reach a certain age, they will they'll get your attention of something, and they'll be like, Mister, and then they'll put their finger out like palm upwards. Close the palm, stick out their index finger, and do the wag. And it's like, Mister, come here. And they do the fucking finger wag. They like pull you in with the. I hate it so fucking much. It's like just be a normal fucking person and just say, excuse me, could you so and so? It's like it's so much easier than, Mister, come here. Like I wanna take your cane from you. I wanna take it from you, break it in front of you.
I wanna beat you,
bro.
No,
bro. They got season. They got season 1 emo, so you can't get any more. Of course, they're gonna flex it on us.
We're gonna wrap it up there. I'm done. I can't deal with y'all motherfuckers no more.
You're done? That's it?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it out.
I guess that's all I got to say.
I guess that's it.
Are we really wrapping up? Or?
That's what I was gonna ask.
We're at about an hour or 5 minutes, so unless y'all have something else to tag on right at the end.
I got a real quick one.
Dish it out.
So it was during that brief time I was working at Walmart as well. I was an overnight stalker.
Ooh, fantastic.
And so ever since Walmart moved away from 24, there's like an hour at the beginning of that shift and an hour at the end where like the store is open. Like people are interacting with you.
Yeah.
So it was during this first hour. I just got there. I just got into my aisle. I just started stalking. And I'm still a new employee. So I'm kind of like on edge. I'm trying to do a good job. And this guy, this random dude just walks up and he starts talking to me as if I've known him for years. He's just going on about like, yeah, Alex did this yesterday, man. How you been?
Yep.
And it's just like, he's just going on and on and on. And my manager walks up and she's like trying to tell me something. And I'm like kind of feeding this guy because I don't want to be rude. I'm like kind of going along with it. And he finally gives up and he's just like, all right, man, I'll see you later. And he walks away. And I have to turn to my manager and I'm like, I have never seen that guy before in my life.
Oh, yeah. How did your manager react to that?
She was like, I feel like I feared she didn't believe me, and that just hurt. I was just like, I don't know what just happened.
I guarantee she knows.
Spell that did 20 psychic damage to you, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, that's how it is. People think, like, I hate when people are like, oh, excuse me, Preston, hey, Preston. I hate it. I hate when people talk to me like they know me and I have no idea who they are. I don't know. I think it's weird. Like, just I work here. Please, just I get you want to be as friendly as possible. But there's too friendly. Don't be an asshole. Don't be weird. And that's really about it. That's the nicest you can get without being too nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think working at Circle K, I did have a few regulars who were kind of like acquaintances. Like, I was happy to see them sometimes.
Oh, of course, yeah. When you start seeing them, like we've got a delivery driver. I love that man to death. He is a kind soul. That dude is, there's not an ounce of sin in that man's body. That dude is amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
I like cookies.
Dude, me too. Do you dip him in milk?
I'm doing that right now. My mom always told me about life about chocolate.
Uh-huh.
Come on, buddy.
You just don't know which one you're gonna get.
Yeah.
This has been the Kewlcast podcast. Thank you for tuning in to episode 6. Is it now?
7.
Oh, Jesus. Thank you for listening to the Kewlcast podcast, episode number 7. I have been your host, Preston. You can find me on YouTube at Scottybur, SCOTTYBURR. Joined by...
Also find him in his home. His address is...
Me. I've been joined today by my co-host...
Travis, aka T-Man Kewl 5355. You can find me on YouTube under that username. Check me out. New content.
And joined by our third newest co-host,
Walter Hartwell White. I live at 345.
Wait,
no, stop.
He's breaking again. He's so bad.
I'm breaking bad. Anyways, it's been a real pleasure. David, you can find me at I Have No Social Medias. Peace.
Word.
Any channels mentioned, you can find, or Jesus, all of our channels mentioned can be found in the description below, as well as links to any second channel we have, social medias, things like that. We upload our podcast every single Tuesday, 12 p.m., and our gaming clips on Fridays at 12 p.m. So, yeah. We'll talk to y'all later. We're gonna go Triforce Zelda.
Very first dildo.
I hate this.